Hello everyone, I'm Deputy Crouch, and today I'm going to be presenting to you the Standard Response Protocol, the SRP. If you would, you'll see it right above my shoulder here. That's what we're going to talk about. So if you would, go ahead and pull that piece of paper out so that we can start discussing each one as we go along here. Okay, we do this SRP training for everyone in the school district, as well as the subs that come in and out, law enforcement, EMS, fire department, so everyone would be on the same page as far as what wording is being used in a crisis. All right. So if EMS was to come in the door, they would say, hey, can we go into a hold situation so we can get the patient out? All right. EMS and fire department kind of work hand in hand with that, so they would know the words. The next one would be the dispatch at the sheriff's office would call the school and say, hey, you need to go into a secure situation. We have a chase going on that's close to the school, or we have a call where a guy has jumped out of the car and he's close to the school. Some reason why we have to secure the school. But going back to that, it's just that the other departments will know what the actions are going on at school, and we can all share the situation when they come in saying, hey, y'all were in a secure, okay? And they would know what they meant by saying the word secure. Now, y'all were in a lockdown. Yes, we were in a lockdown because you can talk with the other departments and they would have the same words, okay? Alright, so as you see with hold, some of those actions that you see there would be to hold in the classroom. And if we're holding in the classroom, there's something going on inside the school that we need to have everyone remain in the classroom for. Alright, so what you would hear over the PA speaker would be hold in your classroom, hold in your classroom, or hold in the area that you are, but you would hear it twice. And that would come from the front office as a directive, okay? So some of the reasons why we would go into a hold situation would be because of the, say EMS was to come in, if we had a student that was to pass out, or a teacher, or a staff member, we had to keep the hallways clear just to have the ability to move the stretcher up and down the hallway. Another hold situation would be when we have, say when we have a drug dog come in and they're doing just random searches just to keep everybody in the classroom. During the hold, we do not change classes, of course, because you're holding in the classroom. Just keep that in mind. Also, there may be other things going on that we have a hold situation for, but once the hold is released, then you resume the schedule as normal. Alright, next action is secure. So what you would hear over the PA system is secure, get inside, lock outside doors. Secure, get inside, lock outside doors. Alright, so in this side of the situation, if you were outside, there might be something going on, like it could be a chase nearby. It could be something where the sheriff's office is responding that may be close to the school. Some type of action outside the school building where we need to get everybody back in. And once everybody gets inside, they're going to lock the doors, which we function that way anyway. The only door we don't really secure a lot is the front door, you know, at the office, so that we can have visitors and parents coming in and out. So again, secure, get inside, lock outside doors. If you would look at your sheet, you would also see where you account for your students, which is of course that you do with every action. It's business as usual, and do what's instructed over the PA system at this point. Okay. Our next action is lockdown. Locks, lights, out of sight. Lockdown. Lock, lights, out of sight. As before, you would hear it twice in the PA system coming from the front office. Now, some of the reasons we might go into a lockdown is if we have a parent who's coming in who has made it down the hallway trying to get to a teacher who's very upset. Another situation would be like an active shooter situation where someone has made it into the building and we have to get everybody locked down in the classroom. We do those kind of drills on a regular basis so everybody kind of knows what to do. But what happens throughout this is you move away from sight, maintain your silence in the classroom, don't open the door for anyone. The only people that would come to the door would be an administrator or an SRO or a deputy, but everyone has a key if they need to get in your classroom. So do not open the door for anyone. And you also prepare yourself for a possible evacuation afterwards. But what you do is you lock your interior doors, you turn your lights out, and you move everyone out of sight. Most of the doors in the school district have a small window. If you would look inside that window from the hallway and you look as far over as you can to the blind spot, there should be like a visual on the wall that like the corner of my poster right here. Right, it's a visual that say, hey, I need to have everyone back behind that area to keep them safe and out of sight. All right, and again, you got to maintain your silence, account for your people as always, and just prepare yourself for an evacuation. Now, we'll get to evacuation here in just a second. Okay, our next action is evacuate. So if this action is called, you heard evacuate to your designated location, whether it be a fire drill or somewhere where we have to get outside of the building. Another one may be you're preparing to evacuate. Somebody will come to your room, an administrator or a deputy or SRO, and escort you to your evacuation site, which may be off campus. All right. But what you do there, you leave your stuff behind. Take your phone. You tell the students to leave their book sacks. They can grab their phones as well, and follow the instructions given by the deputy or the administrator. But bring your list of students, your roster. There should also be a crisis plan somewhere in the classroom, probably on the wall near the door or near the telephone. Take that with you. We should have the roster on the inside. Inside of there is also the crisis plan, and behind there should be red and green cards. The purpose for the red and green cards is that when you get to this site, that as a visual, the administrator or the deputy or the nurse can look across and see the teacher standing there holding their green card, which means that everything is good. Or if they're holding their red card, is that they're having a problem, whether it be a kid got scratched, a kid maybe be misplaced, whether it be in the restroom or something while we were evacuating out of the building. But it's something to let us know that, hey, we need to come talk to the person with the red card first. If you're holding up a green card, it means you're good to go, and we can move to the next class, right? And we can continue on. All right. Report any injuries again with the red card to the nurse or whoever comes up, and you say, hey, we need a nurse. All right. Okay, our next action is shelter. So you would hear shelter in place or shelter in the hallway, followed by the reason why, whether it be a tornado or an earthquake. Of course, with the earthquake drills, students know what to do inside the classroom. That's get under your desk or get under cover. A tornado drill, they go to the hallways and they cover themselves with a book in the hallways again. Other thing you have to do is do your accountability as well, and do whatever the safety procedures are that we have drilled. For you subs that are listening to this, you may not have been part of the drills, but inside that crisis plan, when you come in, like I said, it'll be on the wall. Grab it, read it. It's got a roster in it. It's got the cards in it, and it kind of walks you through what the drills are. All right, move to the next one. Okay, just to go over it one more time. So We have 5 actions. And the 5 actions are hold, secure, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter. And what you will hear is hold in your room, office, or area. Hold in your room, office, or the area you're in. Secure, get inside, lock outside doors. Secure, get inside, lock outside doors. Lockdown, locks lights out of sight. Lockdown, locks lights out of sight. Evacuate, 2, a location will be given. Alright. Evacuate to a location. Shelter, shelter in place, shelter in the hallway, depending on what's being called. But you will always hear it twice. Every action is said twice on the PA system. Okay, we have a new poster that's going to go out. I've showed it before. It's right here above my finger. The wordings have changed. Of course, the word was changed to secure. So the packets that you should see in the classroom as you're subbing should be all updated to have this word secure. Also, you should update your packet that you have in your binders as well, so that you'll be aware when you review it. You'll know what it is. If you hear it on the PA system, you'll know what to do.